You've been planting fear into the same soil that could grow miracles. The soul never says no. It just grows whatever you give it. You're about to find the switch that's been running your life in the dark. Ernest Holmes called it the triune nature, spirit, soul, body. In his teaching, both God and you express through these three. Spirit chooses, soul obeys as a neutral creative medium, body displays. Most people are arguing with their results instead of the law that produced them. But here's the twist. Your soul isn't a thinker, it's a mirror. It cannot choose. It only reflects what you plant. Ready to flip the inner power switch and see the blueprint you've been using? Stay until the end, because you're about to discover the three-part system Dr. Ernest Holmes used to consciously create reality. The precise language the soul actually understands, and the one mistake that's been sabotaging every visualization you've ever done. You see, you've been praying to a God outside you, while ignoring the power inside you that's been answering all along. That's the trap Holmes escaped. He realized we're not waiting for miracles. We're manufacturing them, mostly by mistake. Think of your mind like a divine engine, with three gears. One gives commands, one records commands, one projects the results. But most people are driving blind, flooring the gas while facing backward. That's why you manifest fear faster than faith. You've been talking to the law in the wrong language. In 60 seconds, I'll show you the real wiring diagram of creation: spirit, soul, and body. Here's the code Holmes cracked. Spirit chooses. Soul creates. Body reflects. Every reality you live passes through that sequence. Spirit is the conscious mind, the thinker, the chooser. Soul is the creative medium, neutral, precise, emotion-driven. Body is the projection on the screen of time and space. Spirit writes the script. Soul builds the set. Body performs the play. Everything you see is yesterday's thought wearing flesh. But one glitch in this system can turn your faith into self-sabotage, and it's happening right now. Here's the tragedy. People argue with their soul as if it has opinions. They plead, they worry, they bargain. But the soul has no ears. It's not personal. It's procedural. Say, "I'm always broke," and the law replies, "Confirmed." Say, "I'm divinely supported," and it says the same thing, "Confirmed." It never says no. It only mirrors. That's why Holmes warned, the law of mind cannot deny itself. It must reproduce what is impressed upon it. You're not being punished. You're being obeyed. Next, I'll show you how to speak the soul's true language, so it stops echoing fear and starts echoing power. Picture the soul as infinite soil that never argues and never rests. You could plant roses or poison. It will grow both beautifully. Your thoughts are the seeds. Your feelings are the water. Your belief is the sunlight. Plant fear, water it with anxiety, and you harvest chaos. Plant vision, water it with gratitude, and you harvest miracles. Holmes said, "Feeling is the fire that ignites thought into form." So when you emotionally rehearse failure, you're fertilizing it. When you feel abundance before it arrives, you summon it. In a moment, you'll take a 1-minute test that exposes what seeds you've been planting without realizing it. Here's the test. Look at your life. It's your mind in 3D. Holmes had a student who kept saying, "Nothing ever works for me." Her business collapsed. Her health spiraled. When she changed one sentence to, "Everything is unfolding for my growth," her circumstances flipped in months. Why? Because the soul stopped hearing defeat and started hearing design. The outer world, Holmes said, is a mirror of inner belief. You don't fix a mirror by scratching the glass. You change the face it reflects. Now you'll discover the single mental switch that moves you from accidental creation to conscious command. Awareness is the ignition key. The instant you realize thought equals cause, you reclaim authorship. No more, "Why is this happening to me?" Only, What am I broadcasting through me? Holmes said, "Fate is simply the name we give to thoughts we forgot we created." When you stop reacting to the old movie and start writing the next scene, the projector, your soul, updates instantly. This is the moment you move from survival to creation. Up next, how to upload your commands to the soul in the only code it understands. The soul doesn't understand English. It understands images and emotion. That's why you can say "I'm fine" while picturing failure, and the universe still delivers the failure. Words are surface code. Emotion and imagination are source code. So speak in symbols. See yourself free. Feel the relief in your body. Smell the air of that new life. Now you're transmitting in divine syntax. The law must obey. It's built to. In the next few minutes, I'll guide you through Holmes's 10-minute ritual to activate this power every morning. Because here's the real danger. If you don't direct this law, it still creates, but it builds from your fears. So stay with me. Next, you'll learn the daily activation that reprograms the universe from the inside out. Once you apply it, life stops feeling random and starts feeling engineered, because the mechanism was never outside you. It was you, all along. Now take a slow breath in. Feel the air hit your lungs like a spark, waking something ancient inside you. Because what you're about to do isn't relaxation, it's ignition. This is the moment where thought becomes electricity, where words stop being noise and start becoming commands. Holmes called it spiritual mind treatment, but forget the name for a second. Think of it as divine engineering. A 5-step operating system that connects your conscious mind to the infinite circuitry of the universe. Once you know how to use it, every thought, every phrase becomes law in motion. So right now, as you breathe, whisper to yourself. Not as a belief, but as a decree. Power moves through me now. Feel that current building in your chest. That's not imagination. That's source responding. In a few moments, I'll walk you through the exact mechanism, step by step, so you can use it to rewrite any area of your life. And when we reach the end, we'll go further. We'll enter a forbidden guided meditation Holmes never revealed publicly, one that turns this formula into a living, vibrating field around your body. Stay until the end. You'll feel the shift. You'll feel the law obey. You'll feel your God power turn on. Let's begin. Let me show you something that's been hiding in plain sight your whole life. What if I told you that there's a simple pattern running underneath everything you experience? Not some mystical secret, but a repeatable flow you can actually see, test, and use starting today. Once you understand this, everything changes. Think about it like this. Your life has been following a blueprint, not fate, not random luck. An actual pattern that takes whatever you feed it and prints it out in your days. And here's the exciting part. Once you can see this pattern, you stop guessing and start steering. So let's break it down together in a way that makes perfect sense. Dr. Holmes discovered 3 parts working together. Spirit chooses, soul obeys, body displays. Let me explain what that means for you right now. Spirit is the chooser. That's you, making decisions, setting intentions. Soul is like the creative medium. It takes what you choose and runs it through your life. And body. That's the visible outcome you can see and touch. Think of it as choice, process, result. Simple, right? But here's where most people get stuck, and I want to help you avoid this trap. Most of us try to fix the results without changing what we're choosing. We push harder, hustle more, force outcomes, but we're working on the body level. It's like yelling at your reflection in the mirror, expecting it to smile while you're frowning. The mirror can't choose. It just reflects what's standing in front of it. Let me give you an analogy that really brings this home. Picture a garden. Spirit is you, the gardener holding the seeds. Soul is the soil. It doesn't judge whether you plant corn or weeds, it just grows whatever you give it. And body is the harvest, what you actually pick and carry home. Now here's something amazing Dr. Holmes discovered. Your brain runs most of your day on automatic. Reaching for your phone, the way you breathe when you're stressed, how you react to an email tone, all of that is running on scripts in your nervous system. These scripts don't negotiate, they just execute. Which means your results right now. They're often just printouts of old images you planted weeks or months ago without even realizing it. Let's try a quick exercise together to see how this works in your actual day. Think about this morning. Did you set a clear intention? Maybe something like calm focus, clear winds. That's spirit choosing. Then what happened? Your habits kicked in, the way you breathed, your default thoughts. Maybe you scrolled your phone. That's soul obeying the most practiced pattern. By evening, look at your calendar, your inbox, your energy level. That's body displaying what the inner machine ran all day. See how it flows? Pretty powerful when you can actually see it, right? Now here's where Holmes drops a truth bomb that changed everything for me. He said, "The word is law unto the thing." What does that mean for you? It means the law, this soul level, is impersonal. It doesn't play favorites. It doesn't care if you really meant it or not. It just reads the image you're holding and returns the match. Think about that for a second. If the soil grows whatever hits it with feeling and repetition, then your day is a garden you're tending whether you're paying attention or not. So here's the question I want you to ask yourself right now. What have you been planting? Was it that news headline that made you anxious? The fear you rehearsed on your drive? That little groan of dread before opening your email? If you've been feeding worry and doubt, the soil doesn't argue. It just grows more of that. But, and this is the exciting part, when you feed it clear, positive images with real feeling behind them, it grows those just as faithfully. Let me show you how to test this in your life today. Choose one clear outcome, not a vague hope, but something specific. Maybe it's someone saying yes to a request. Maybe it's a smooth, productive meeting. Picture it clearly for just 60 seconds with steady breath. Then go about your day. Normal calls, normal tasks. But tonight, check the outputs. Did you get a warmer reply than usual? Did something that felt stuck suddenly move forward? Even small alignments count. This isn't magic in the sense of skipping steps. It's magic in the sense of alignment. When you let each part do its job, spirit choosing clearly, soul processing faithfully, body displaying accurately, force drops away. Things start to flow. Now I know what you might be thinking. But I've tried positive thinking and it didn't work. Here's why. Most people try to convince the soul, like it's a person who needs persuading. They plead, bargain, or worry. And that's the exact error that keeps you stuck. The soul isn't a mind you can persuade, it's a law you direct. It's neutral, impersonal, faithful. It takes your dominant image and reproduces it. That's all it does. So when the machine jams, when life feels stuck, don't blame the mirror. Don't yell at the harvest. Change the seed. Change the image you're holding. And watch how quickly the reflection shifts. Here's my challenge for you. For the next 3 days, treat your life like this precise inner machine. Each morning, consciously choose one clear image. Spirit choosing. Notice your habits and patterns throughout the day, soul processing. And at night, look at what showed up, body displaying. Don't judge it, just observe. This is feedback. It's telling you what image your system actually ran. And as you do this, you'll start to notice something incredible. You stop feeling powerless. You stop blaming circumstances. You start seeing yourself as the gardener, the chooser, the one who sets the image. Because that's exactly what you are. Now let me show you the mistake that's been blocking everything and how to fix it starting right now. Have you ever found yourself pleading with the universe, bargaining, trying to convince life to give you a break? I get it. We've all been there. But here's what Dr. Holmes discovered that changed everything. You've been debating with a mirror. Think about that for a second. Imagine standing in front of a mirror, arguing with your reflection, trying to convince it to smile while you're frowning. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what we do when we plead with our circumstances to change, without changing the image we're holding inside. Let me explain why this matters so much. The soul, what Holmes called the creative medium, doesn't negotiate. It's not a person who weighs your case and decides whether you deserve good things. It's more like, imagine the most faithful assistant you've ever had. It doesn't judge what you tell it. It doesn't argue. It just says yes to whatever image you give it, with feeling and repetition. Holmes said the soul is impersonal and neutral. It's the receptacle of the thought forms of spirit. In plain English, it's like soil. It doesn't decide whether to grow flowers or weeds. It just grows whatever you plant. Here's where it gets really interesting, and I want you to pay close attention to this. When you plead, worry, or fear, the soul doesn't override that and choose something better for you. It mirrors the fear and grows it. It's like planting two different seeds in the same hole, one for abundance and one for scarcity, and hoping the soil picks your favorite. The soil doesn't vote. It multiplies whatever lands with the most feeling and repetition. Let me tell you a story that might sound familiar. There's someone who sits down every morning for 5 minutes, visualizing abundance. They see paid work flowing in, they feel the ease, they picture plenty. That's beautiful, right? But then, and here's where the split signal happens. For the next 8 hours, they rehearse worry about bills. They check their bank balance 10 times. They tense up every time their phone pings. They replay last month's shortfall over and over in their mind. By the end of the week, what shows up? Mixed results. One warm lead, but 2 surprise expenses. A small win, but also a refund delay. A new opportunity, but also an unexpected fee. They call it bad luck. But it's not luck. It's a split signal. The soul is faithfully growing both seeds, the morning abundance and the all-day worry. This is what Holmes called mental equivalence, and it's crucial you understand this. Your inner picture sets the mold. The law pours substance into it. When the mold is clear and steady, the form comes out clean. When the mold keeps shifting, half faith, half fear, the form comes out jagged and inconsistent. You receive in the lane you can actually hold, not what you wish for in a moment of inspiration, but the equivalent you can sustain throughout your day. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I need to be realistic. I can't just ignore my bills. And you're absolutely right. But here's the subtle shift that changes everything. All right, now let me show you the actual switch, and it's simpler than you think. What if I told you the switch isn't about trying harder or pushing more? It's not about louder affirmations or more hustle. The switch is clarity. One single clean image that the law can follow without static. When you flip this switch, something amazing happens. Your energy stops leaking into worry and second-guessing. Your actions start lining up naturally, like they're following tracks you've already laid down. Here's how it works. You move from accidental creation to deliberate design. You choose one coherent image, just one, and you give it to the creative medium with no mixed signals. No, I want this, but I'm worried about that. Just one clear instruction. Think about it like this. Your mind often holds 2 pictures at once, abundance and scarcity, confidence and doubt. The law reads both and prints confusion. You feel it as delays, friction, and those weird near misses where things almost work out but don't quite land. Clarity cuts through all of that. One picture, one feeling, one path forward. Now, Dr. Holmes gave us a specific method for this, and I want to walk you through it step by step. It's called spiritual mind treatment, but don't let the name intimidate you. Think of it as a precise way to flip your inner switch. 5 simple steps. And when you use these, you're doing 3 things at once. Taking conscious action with your thoughts, creating from conviction, that's the art part, and producing actual results through consistent spiritual law, That's the science part. Ready? Let's go through it together. Step 1. Recognition. You start by acknowledging a truth that's bigger than your current problem. Not a plea, not begging, just stating a fact about reality with a capital R. For example, there is one life, one power, one infinite intelligence expressing through all things. This immediately calms your threat response and widens your perspective. You're not small and powerless, you're connected to something vast. Step 2. Unification. Now you align with that reality right now, not someday, not when you're worthy enough, now. You might say that life is my life, that power flows through me. I am in it, and it is in me. This ends the feeling of separation. You're not outside looking in, you're already part of the flow. Step 3. Realization. This is where you state what you want as if it's already done. You feel it as a present reality. This sets the mold that the law can pour substance into. For example, my body expresses perfect order and strength, or people say yes to me with ease. Present tense, clear, specific, and most importantly, you feel it as real right now. Step 4. Thanksgiving. Gratitude seals it. When you say thank you, you're telling the law and yourself that it's done. This quiets any grasping or desperate energy. Simple. Thank you. It is done. Step 5. Release. You let it go. You trust the process. You let the law work through channels and timing you can't control or predict. This is crucial. You don't keep checking. You don't keep poking at it. You release it completely and move into your next action. Let me give you an analogy that makes this crystal clear. Think of a theater production. Spirit, that's you, writes the script. Soul is the stage crew, lighting, sound, set design. They're silent, precise, and they follow whatever script you give them. Body is the premiere, the actual show the audience sees. Now, if the writer keeps changing the script every 30 seconds during the show, what happens? The crew scrambles, cues collide, props jam, it's chaos. But when the script is final and clear, everything lands perfectly on time. That's what we're doing here. We're giving the law a final script it can execute. Let's try a clean example together. Health. Instead of a desperate plea like, please fix my body, we're going to affirm spiritual perfection and let the form reveal it. Say this. My body expresses order and strength now. Now feel it in small, verifiable ways. Notice your steady breath. Feel your feet solid on the ground. Sense the clarity in your focus as you read these words. Now act today like someone whose body is organizing toward order. Hydrate well. Keep one promise to your body. Stop Googling symptoms and doom-scrolling health scares. You're not forcing a fix. You're revealing what's already available at the level of principle. Okay, let's do a mini experiment right now. Just 90 seconds. I'll guide you through this. Sit up tall. Take a breath in for 5 counts and out for 5 counts. Smooth and even. On the exhale, let your shoulders drop. Do that 2 more times. In for 5, out for 5. Shoulders drop. Good. Now speak one sentence of realization in present tense. Just one. Choose what matters most to you right now. I sleep deep and wake restored. Money flows to me naturally. Say it once, clearly, and feel it as true. Now keep breathing steady for the rest of the 90 seconds. Don't chase other thoughts. Just hold that one image with your breath. After 90 seconds, say, thank you, and then release it. No more mental poking. No checking to see if it worked. Just move into whatever you need to do next. How does that feel? Do you notice a shift? Here's why this works. The soul takes the clearest, most felt image and reproduces it. When you install that image with calm breath and gratitude, you reduce all the static. Your nervous system shifts out of alarm mode, which stops feeding the old fearful pattern. Coherence replaces noise. The law finally has one clean instruction to follow. Now you might feel the urge to check on it, to test it, to pull the seed back up and see if it's growing yet. Don't. Release is a real step, not just a nice ending. You let the soil do what soil does. You keep your hands busy with the next task, and you hold your tone steady. If doubt shows up, and it probably will, you don't argue with it. You just return to your sentence and breathe. Simple as that. Here's how to make this a practice. Treat it like reps at the gym. One treatment per aim. One clear sentence of realization. One felt end state. A short thank you. A clean release. Repeat daily until the pattern feels normal, until your nervous system recognizes this as your new baseline. This is deliberate design, not force, not willpower, clarity. And clarity compounds over time. So here's what I want you to do today. Pick one area where you want to see change. Just one. Run through these 5 steps. Recognition, unification, realization, thanksgiving, release, with that one clear image. Then let it go and move into your day. Notice what shows up. Not with attachment, but with curiosity. Because when you give the law a single clear instruction, it has no choice but to follow it. And that's when life starts feeling less like a struggle and more like a flow. Now let me show you how this actually plays out in your real day. From the moment you wake up to when your head hits the pillow. Here's what's so cool about understanding spirit, soul, and body. Once you see it, you can actually watch it happening in real time. And you can adjust it as you go. Imagine if you could film your day in 3 layers. What would you see? First layer, the choice you make before your feet even hit the floor. That moment when you decide what kind of day you're going to have. Second layer, the hidden routines that kick in automatically. Your breath patterns, your scrolling habits, the tone of your thoughts as you move through your morning. Third layer, the visible results, the messages you send, the meetings you have, the wins and misses that pile up by evening. All 3 layers, working together all day long. Let's start with a normal morning and walk through this together. When you first wake up, spirit sets the intention. You give your day a theme, just one clear line. Maybe it's calm power, or clean work, or honest connection. You're not just hoping for a good day, you're choosing the tone. And here's something beautiful. When you do this, you're aligning with what Holmes called divine will. Harmony, peace, love, goodness. You're matching the nature of reality itself. That's your first layer. That's spirit choosing. Now here's where it gets interesting. The soul kicks in. That's your autopilot, the patterns you've trained through repetition. This is your breath, your first taps on the phone, your posture, even the tone of your internal voice. This layer doesn't follow your latest wish or your newest affirmation. It follows your most practiced pattern. Holmes taught something crucial here. Feeling is what actually creates. Words without feeling don't make an imprint. So if you say, I'm calm, but your body is tight and your breathing is shallow, the soul follows the feeling, not the words. Make sense? Then comes the third layer, the body displays. Your calendar fills up. Calls go how they go. You hit a green light or you hit a red one. An email comes in with exactly the tone you needed or doesn't. And here's what's wild. None of that is random. It's the harvest of whatever seed and soil combination ran through your system that day. Now let me show you where most people scramble the signal without realizing it. You wake up and affirm, I'm calm and centered today. Then you immediately doom scroll crisis headlines for 20 minutes. You declare, I'm abundant. Then you check your bank balance with a clenched jaw and a knot in your stomach. You post gratitude on social media, then spend the next hour rehearsing a grudge in your head. The soul doesn't mirror your affirmation. It mirrors where your attention actually goes, amplified by the feeling you feed it. So here's how to build a clean routine that actually works. Start simple. When you wake up, declare your day's theme out loud for just 10 seconds. That's spirit in action. Then set cues for your soul, the autopilot layer. 2 minutes of even breathing, a glass of water, a short walk. Maybe one song that matches the tone you chose. These physical anchors train the pattern. Then move into your first task that fits the theme. Send that offer. Write that pitch. Prep a clean meal. Move your body. That's body in action, aligned with what spirit chose and soul processed. You're not forcing outcomes here. You're aligning the channels so everything flows in the same direction. Let me give you a really practical tip that makes this stupid easy to remember. Use habit stacking. Link each step so the next one starts automatically. Theme, then breath, then one-sentence realization, then first action. For example, today is calm power. Take 3 deep breaths, then say, I move through my day with ease. Then make your coffee with that ease in your body. See how they stack? Each step triggers the next before you can hesitate. And here's why consistency matters. Seeds take time to grow. You don't plant a seed on Monday and dig it up Tuesday to check on it. You plant it, water it, give it light, and trust the process. Now here's a principle Holmes taught that's absolute gold. What you send out, you receive back. Want clarity in your life? Give clarity first. Send a clear message with a specific ask. Want money to flow more easily? Move value into the world first. Share a useful tool. Help a peer. Send that note you've been meaning to send. Holmes called this the reciprocal rule. Your absorbing power equals your emitting power. You prime the channel you plan to receive through by sending something through it first. Pretty powerful concept, right? Let me give you a simple checklist you can use every single morning. Choice statement. Name the day in one line, present tense. Today is clean work. Sensory image. Pick one scene that proves it. Maybe it's your hand hitting send on an email, or someone nodding in agreement on a call, or you exhaling peacefully at your desk at noon. Emotional tone. Choose one feeling word. Steady, open, assured, whatever matches your theme. Hold each for just one breath with real feeling behind it. That's enough to set the field. Now here's what happens during your day. Old beliefs will surface. Your mind will try to drag you into the weeds. You'll think about that bill, that difficult conversation, that thing that didn't work out last time. When that happens, don't argue with the thoughts. Don't lecture yourself. Just redirect, like a reflex. You feel the pull, you gently shift your gaze back to the image you chose this morning. Back to the breath, back to the theme. You're training the soil through repetition and feeling, not through mental debate. And watch what happens when you do this consistently. Small shifts start to ripple. You chose clean work as your theme. Your morning cue sequence runs. You enter your first task with even breath and a relaxed jaw. You write a clear note instead of a vague, anxious one. The reply comes back faster and warmer. You log a micro win. Your body relaxes another notch. The next action starts easier. Momentum builds. Not through magic, through alignment across all 3 layers. Try this. Do a midday check-in. Don't judge yourself. Just scan the 3 layers with curiosity. Did spirit hold the theme? Did soul run the cues with feeling? Did body show results that match? If you drifted, and sometimes you will, reset the stack. 1 breath, 1 sentence, 1 action. You can get back on track in under 2 minutes. No drama needed. Every time you cross through a doorway, sit down in a chair, pick up your phone, or get in your car. Use that transition to trigger the triad. Before a call, touch your desk, take a breath, say your sentence, then enter the call. Before lunch, take a step, sip some water, soften your shoulders, bless your food, then eat. Before bed, release the day, thank the gains, soften your body. Set a gentle intention for sleep. These small rituals at transition points cement the pattern. The mold becomes more consistent. By evening, take a moment to look at your ledger. Not to judge yourself, just to read the feedback. Where did the harvest match the seed? Where did static creep in and scramble things? Mark one lesson. Just one. Then plant one image for tomorrow morning. Feel it and release it. Here's what you'll notice over time. Consistent alignment across spirit, soul, and body turns small acts into compounding results. Less friction, faster yeses, problems that solve themselves more quietly. The mirror starts reflecting what you actually stand in. The soil grows what you consistently plant. The show plays the script that stayed on the page. And the clearer your inner mold becomes, the more your outer life matches what you can actually hold. That's not magic. That's mechanics. So start tomorrow morning, choose your theme, set your cues, take your first aligned action, and watch what unfolds. Now let me show you something that's going to change how you approach everything. It's called programming the neutral soul, and it's simpler than it sounds. Here's a truth that might sting a little at first, but stick with me because it's actually empowering. You don't get what you want, you get what you can hold. Your life right now matches your capacity, your inner ability to sustain an image, not your wish list. Holmes called this your mental equivalent. It's like the mold your inner world keeps in steady shape. When the mold is clear and fits the outcome you want, results click into place. When the mold is vague or keeps shifting, outcomes wobble and slip away. Let me explain what mental equivalents actually mean. Your inner image has to match the form you're seeking. Not a dream board full of random pretty pictures, a precise pattern the law can actually read and reproduce. Holmes taught that we can have any objective thing, as long as we first have a clear, subjective mental image of it. Think of it like a casting mold in an art studio. If the mold is smooth and exact, when you pour the metal or plaster, it comes out clean and perfect. But if the mold is dented, fuzzy, or keeps changing shape, the cast shows every flaw. The law isn't judging you, it's just copying. It reproduces whatever pattern you give it with the most clarity and feeling. Here's where people get stuck, and I want to help you avoid this. Vague desires create vague results. More money isn't a pattern the law can work with. Better health isn't a mold. The law needs specific detail it can act on, not wishful noise. If your inner scene shifts every hour, I want this. No, wait, I'm worried about that. Actually, maybe this other thing. The output is going to reflect that blur. You'll see near misses, delays, and half-formed wins that somehow slip through your fingers just when you thought you had them. Sound familiar? Okay, so here's the solution. A tight, 3-minute protocol you can use every single day. It's simple, it's specific, it's fast, and it works. 3 parts. Visualization, gratitude, affirmation. 1 minute each. Let me walk you through exactly how to do this. First minute. Visualization. Build one single specific scene that proves the outcome already happened. Make it sensory. What do you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel? Let me give you a concrete example so you know exactly what I mean. Picture this. You're at your desk. You hear the soft ping of an email notification. You click over and there it is. A paid invoice in your inbox. The subject line is short and clear. Payment confirmed. The email tone is warm, friendly, not stiff or formal. You catch a faint hint of coffee in the air from your mug on the desk. As you read, your shoulders drop, your jaw unclenches. You feel the smooth texture of your mouse under your hand. You click to open the attachment. The number is clean, exactly what you invoiced, no surprises. The payment is confirmed and already in your account. You taste the mint on your breath as you exhale in relief and satisfaction. You type a short, grounded thank you and hit send. That's the scene. Tight, sensory, and done, not vague, specific, not someday, now. Second minute. Gratitude. Now feel the completion. Not fireworks or jumping up and down, just a quiet of course feeling in your body. A calm exhale. Let your hands soften. Let your breath even out. Really feel that sense of it's done, it's handled, it's complete. Hold that felt completion for 60 slow seconds. Just breathe into it. 3rd minute, affirmation. Now claim the identity that naturally produces this result. Present tense, identity-based. For example, I transact value easily and get paid cleanly. Or choose one that fits your situation. I attract happiness with ease. My body expresses strength and vitality. I make clear decisions quickly. 1 sentence. Short. True to you. Now here's something really important Holmes taught that most people miss. The divine stream is always flowing. The universe isn't withholding from you. Your work is expanding your receptivity, making your mental equivalent bigger so there's room for more good to land. Want clean cash flow? Give clean value first. On time, with clarity, no strings attached. Want more attention for your work? Give attention first. Leave a thoughtful comment. Answer someone's question. Share a useful tool. Time, attention, value. When you move it out, you prime the channel to move it back. Holmes called this the reciprocal principle. Your absorbing power equals your emitting power. Pretty cool how that works, right? Here's a little neuroscience bonus that backs this up. Neurons that fire together, wire together. When you repeat the same scene daily, you're literally stabilizing the mold in your nervous system. Each repetition makes the pattern easier to hold and harder to knock off course. You're not trying to force belief. You're training your nervous system to treat this outcome as normal, natural, expected. Now let me give you a guardrail that'll save you weeks of frustration. Don't argue with current conditions. Don't negotiate with the scoreboard. You act as if the seed is already in the ground. You water it, you tend it, you do the next right task in front of you. If your mind tries to drag you into "but the bill is due," or "but I don't see any evidence yet," acknowledge the fact, then gently return to the mold. You don't rip the seed out of the ground every day to check if it's growing roots, right? Same principle here. You plant the same image, you let the law organize the how and when. Here's how to actually do this consistently. Run the protocol at the same times every day, right after you wake up, before your main work block, after lunch as a reset. Stack it with a breath cue to keep your system coherent. Inhale for 5, exhale for 5. And here's key. Use the exact same scene for a full week before you change it. Consistency signals to the soul, this is the template. This is what we're building. Now watch for these signs that it's working. Micro demonstrations will start showing up. A faster reply than usual, a smoother phone call, a cleaner handoff of a project. Mark them when they happen. They're not random luck. They're the early shape of your new mold setting into place. As your capacity to hold the scene grows, bigger pieces will start matching it. You won't need to hype yourself up or convince yourself. The feedback loop will speak for itself. Here's what happens as you keep doing this. The soul accepts the new pattern as normal and starts organizing conditions around it. The right emails line up. People show up at the right time. Your body starts moving and feeling like the person who already lives in that reality. You feel less push and more pull. Things start flowing instead of forcing. And if the pattern won't stabilize, if guilt, fear, or the urge to micromanage keeps scrambling your signal, don't worry. There's a fast fix for that, and we're going to cover it next. But for now, here's your practice. Tomorrow morning, set a timer for 3 minutes. Run the protocol. 1 minute visualization with all your senses. 1 minute gratitude, feeling it as complete. 1 minute affirmation, claiming the identity. Keep it simple, keep it consistent, keep it the same for 7 days. And watch what starts to shift. Now let's talk about something really important. The invisible blocks that might be keeping your clear images from landing. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you do everything right? You visualize, you affirm, you set your intention, but things still feel stuck? There's usually a reason for that, and the good news is, it's fixable. Here's what's often happening. Your breakthroughs feel heavy because you're still carrying weight you thought you released. You might have journaled about forgiving someone, written, "I let this go," closed the notebook, and then walked right into your next meeting still carrying that same knot of resentment in your chest. The law doesn't respond to what you wish you felt. It responds to what you're actually holding. So we need to clear that weight at the root. Let me show you the 3 main blocks that create static in the system. Block number 1, condemnation. This one sounds righteous at first, like you're just being honest or holding people accountable. But here's what Holmes discovered. When you judge yourself or others harshly, you're actually stamping guilt into your field. And guilt demands penalty. It's not some cosmic scoreboard in the sky keeping track. It's simpler than that. You unconsciously order delays, fees, unexpected setbacks, and cold shoulders, all to balance a debt you think someone, maybe you, owes. Holmes put it beautifully. Sin is just a mistake, and punishment is simply the consequence. But when you keep condemning, you keep instructing the law, punish, and it mirrors that charge and reproduces scenes that fit it. Block number 2, chronic fear. This one runs like a background program you forgot was installed. Fear says, prove I'm right. So you scan for threats. You highlight every miss. You overlook the soft openings right in front of you. Your nervous system stays in guard mode, and the soul, that neutral creative medium, reads a steady image of danger. The harvest? Jittery results, late replies, mixed signals, near wins that somehow slip away at the last second. Block number 3, control addiction. This one feels smart, it feels responsible, but it creates drag. You grip the steering wheel so tight that the natural flow can't merge in. Control breeds resistance. People can sense it, even if they can't name it. Offers start feeling sticky. Timing gets awkward. The more you micromanage every detail of the how, the more doors close. Here's the thing. The law can move through 10 different channels to bring you what you need. But control blocks 9 of them. So how do we reset the field? 3 moves: forgiveness, coherence, surrender. Let's start with forgiveness. And I want you to think of this differently than you might have before. Forgiveness isn't a grand ceremony or a dramatic ritual. It's hygiene. You wash your hands before you cook, right? Same idea. You clear your field before you create. Holmes taught something beautiful. The moment we forgive, we are forgiven. Why? Because the divine is already and always forgiving. We're just catching up to that truth. Forgiveness releases the mistaken charge and dissolves the self-imposed consequence. Here's a simple script you can use. Say it out loud and mean it with your breath. I release myself and anyone involved from debt or blame. I take the lesson. I return the rest to the light. We are free. Say it once for you. Once for them, once for the whole story. Keep your tone plain, not dramatic, just honest. And when you say the word free, let your shoulders drop. Feel that release in your body. Next, energy coherence. This is about settling the noise in your system. And it only takes 90 seconds. Sit up tall, take a breath in for 5 counts, and out for 5 counts. Smooth and even. No heroics, no forcing. Do that 3 times. After 3 rounds, bring in quiet gratitude. Not the performative kind, just a warm, steady yes feeling in your chest. Gratitude isn't about convincing yourself everything is perfect. It's permission. It tells your system, safe to receive. Holmes would call this the action of love. And as love fills the field, fear loses its vote. Perfect love casts out fear, not by fighting it, but by filling the space where it was living. Third, surrender. Now I know that word might make you uncomfortable. Surrender sounds like giving up, right? But here's what Holmes meant by it, and it's actually the opposite of quitting. It's precision. You specify the end, you take the next right step, but you stop insisting on the timing, the exact people involved, and the specific methods. When you stop grabbing at the path, trying to control every turn, the path multiplies. Routes you couldn't have planned suddenly open up. Let me give you a micro ritual you can use in under 5 minutes. Forgive, breathe, bless, First, use the forgiveness script as I shared it. Second, do 90 seconds of even breathing with quiet gratitude in your chest. Third, bless the outcome and everyone involved. May this unfold with ease for all. May value land where it's needed. May I be guided to the next clean step. Then move. Don't loop back into the thoughts. Keep your hands busy with the task in front of you. Here's a before and after you can actually test this week. Before, you're in a conversation that's getting tense. You feel tight in your body. You start trying to convince them, stacking reasons, pushing urgency. The other person goes cool. The conversation stalls. After, you feel that same tension rising. But this time you pause and say, "Can you give me 2 minutes?" You step out. You run the micro ritual. Release blame, yours and theirs. Breathe into gratitude until your chest softens. Bless the outcome. Then you return. Your tone naturally drops a pitch. You're calmer. You ask one clear question and then stop talking. They exhale. The conversation becomes practical again. You didn't manipulate them. You removed the resistance in yourself. And the law suddenly had room to work. Let me give you a simple analogy that makes this crystal clear. Think of a river with a dam. Condemnation, fear, and control are like logs piling up at the gates. Water rises, pressure builds, and eventually chaos spills over the sides. Forgiveness pulls the logs out. Coherence calms the turbulence. Surrender lifts the gate. Holmes would say you're loosening the consciousness, removing the barriers so divine abundance can flow by its own nature. The river doesn't need you to push it, it just needs you to stop blocking it. Now here's what might happen after you do this ritual. You might feel a pull to reopen the wound, to rehearse the whole case again, to check if the seed is growing yet. Don't. Set a gentle boundary with yourself. After the micro ritual, you act. You draft the note, you send the invoice, you clean your space, you do the next physical thing. If the old noise rises, and it might, just repeat one line, "I release that." Then return to your scene and your breath. Love the next task. Let it be enough. Watch for these quiet signs that it's working. A reply arrives sooner than usual. A yes that used to take 3 follow-ups now takes 1. A plan that felt completely stuck suddenly moves through a side door you didn't even see coming. Removing resistance multiplies speed because the law flows freely through the open path. And as that path opens, you'll feel a new baseline settle in. Less static, more signal. A quieter mind and clearer results. So here's your practice. This week, when you feel stuck, when condemnation, fear, or control is gripping you, pause. Take 5 minutes. Run the micro ritual. Forgive, breathe, bless. Then move forward and notice what shifts. You're not forcing anything. You're just removing what's been in the way all along. Now let me paint a picture of what life actually looks like when you consistently apply everything we've covered. Life after the switch is quieter inside and clearer outside. Not hype, just clean cause and clean effect. When the switch flips and holds, something beautiful happens. Choices start feeling simple. You wake up and you just know what to do first, what to skip, and what to bless and move on from. Feedback speeds up. Instead of sending something out into the void and wondering for weeks, you ask, you act, and you get a read within hours, sometimes minutes. Small synchronicities start matching your inner image. The right person pings you at just the right moment. Timing slides open naturally. The next step lines up without strain or force. But here's something important I want you to understand. Contrast still shows up. Life doesn't become perfect. You're still human. Things still go sideways sometimes. The difference? The meaning changes. When something doesn't go as planned, it's no longer a verdict on your worth. It's just a dashboard reading. Feedback, information. If your day drifts off script, you don't spiral into "I'm broken" or "nothing works." You simply correct course, not your identity. You adjust the seed, rerun the triad, and keep moving. That old urge to spiral, it fades. Because now you have a process that catches you before you fall too far. Let me give you a simple 7-day arc you can use to lock this in. Each morning, do one clean spiritual mind treatment. 5 steps, 2 minutes. Recognize, unify, realize, thank, release. Hold a childlike acceptance here. Simple trust that drops the inner argument and opens the channel. Choose one focused mental equivalent for the entire week. One single scene. One lane. Keep it the same every day so the mold can actually set. Each day, give one act of aligned generosity in that same lane. If your aim is clean cash flow, send value with clarity. Share a helpful resource, make a warm intro, close the loop on a promise you made. Each night, run a release ritual. Forgive whatever snagged during the day. Breathe into gratitude, bless the outcome, and let it go before you sleep. Simple, right? 7 days. Same process. Watch what happens. Here's something cool that starts happening. Your intuition gets clearer. The prompts get quieter but sharper. Call now. Leave 5 minutes early. You won't always nail it, and that's okay. Treat the misses as calibration, not failure. You're tuning a radio. Static doesn't mean there's no signal. It just means you need to adjust the dial a bit. When a hunch lands, take the small action quickly. Then observe what comes back. This speed of response teaches your nervous system to trust the guidance more and more. And here's what you'll start noticing in your actual everyday life. Health habits stick. Not because you're white-knuckling it, but because they match your chosen identity now. Water tastes better. Sleep deepens. You go for a walk because you're the kind of person who moves. Not because you're punishing yourself for yesterday's choices. Money feels cleaner. Invoices go out on time with clear terms. Payments come in with fewer delays and less drama. Conversations soften. You find yourself listening more. You ask one precise question instead of 3 loaded ones, and people visibly relax around you. This is the law of correspondence in action. For every visible form, there's an invisible counterpart. You've been tending that inner pattern first, and now the outer world is matching it. Here's a practice that makes this even more powerful. Adopt an evidence mindset. Track your demonstrations, no matter how small. Keep a simple ledger: date, seed, action, outcome. A faster reply counts, a smooth handoff counts, a saved fee counts. Holmes said, spiritual work is both art and science. The results can actually be weighed and measured. They're objective, not just feelings. Reality starts mirroring your ledger because attention teaches the field what matters to you. When you record wins, you reinforce the mold and make the next repetition easier. Now, let me give you an important guardrail. Hold humility. The law is impartial. It doesn't reward drama or big claims or loud announcements. It follows clarity and consistency. Stay steady, not grandiose. You don't need to announce your transformation on social media or tell everyone about your new practice. You just need to keep your cues, your breath, your one scene, your one line. Holmes taught that spiritual conviction comes first, and spiritual experience follows. The conviction is your steady yes. The experience is the echo that lands in visible form. Let me map out what one full day in this arc actually looks like. Morning, 2-minute treatment. One sentence of realization lands clearly. You run your 3-minute mental equivalent, scene, gratitude, identity line. You engage all your senses so the mold is vivid. You stack your first action while the tone is still live in your body. Midday, quick check-in. If the dashboard shows drift, tight breath, scattered steps, lost focus. You run a 90-second coherence reset and return to the scene. No judgment, just course correction. Afternoon, you give in your chosen lane with no strings attached. You send value. You help. You show up clearly. Night, you release the whole day. You mark one proof in your ledger. You set tomorrow's seed with feeling, and you sleep. Here's what typically happens across the 7 days. On day 3, you notice a shift. You feel less urge to over-explain yourself. Your asks get cleaner and more direct. On day 4, someone you forgot about sends you a helpful note out of nowhere. On day 5, a process that used to jam every single time suddenly clears without drama. You don't call it destiny or get superstitious about it. You just log it. By day 7, this new tone feels normal. That's the point. You can hold it now. But what if a setback hits during the week? Treat it like weather. You don't stand outside arguing with the rain, do you? You grab a jacket, adjust your route, and keep your appointment. Same here. You keep your scene. You take the next clean step. You bless the delay as guidance. Maybe it's protecting you from something you couldn't see, and you move forward. Here's the mini payoff you'll feel. You start operating as a conscious creator. The harvest matches the seed with growing accuracy. Less noise in your head, more signal in your life, more ease in your chest while you work. If you want one single frame to carry forward from everything we've covered, keep this close. Clear image in, faithful process, visible match. That's the loop. That's how the law works. And now you know how to work with it. So start tomorrow. Run the 7-day arc. Keep it simple. Stay consistent. And watch your life begin to reflect the clearer, steadier image you're finally holding inside. Here's your takeaway. Write this down if you need to. The soul is neutral. The law is faithful. Your image is the command. That's it. That's the whole mechanism. Treat it like a mirror and a river. You set the picture clearly. You lift the gate by removing resistance. Then you let it move without forcing or controlling the how. Holmes said something beautiful that I want you to really feel. The gift awaits our taking. Abundance is present right now. It's not coming someday. It's here. Alignment is simply how you receive it. So here's how you start. Today, not tomorrow. One clear spiritual mind treatment. One vivid mental equivalent that you can see, feel, and hold. One act of giving in alignment with what you want to receive. One clean release where you let it go and trust the process. That's your daily practice. Simple, repeatable, powerful. Consistency builds capacity, and capacity is what holds results. So run this daily and log your proofs, even the small ones, so your nervous system learns the new tone and starts treating it as normal. Now, I want to hear from you. First, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, comment MVP below. I want to see who's really in this with me, who's serious about applying these principles. Then tell me, what seed are you planting tonight? What's the one clear image you're committing to hold this week? And here's what I really want. Come back and share your first demonstration. Even if it's small, even if it feels like a coincidence, share it. Because when you acknowledge the wins, you reinforce the pattern. I'll be reading every single comment. I'll be watching for your updates. And I'm genuinely excited to see what starts showing up for you. If this resonated with you, go watch my other videos on Ernest Holmes. Want to go deeper? I share the advanced stuff in my newsletter, the things that don't make it to YouTube. You can find the link in the description. Before you go, comment below and let me know, what do you want me to cover next? What part of Holmes's teaching do you want me to break down? What's the one area of your life where you want to apply this most? Your feedback shapes what I create. So let me know. Now go plant that seed, hold it clearly, release it fully, and watch what unfolds. I'll see you in the comments and in the next video.